Alright, so this is the first example I've done in a little while. Going to have a look at finding the domain and range of y equals the inverse of sine of 2x plus 4. So the first thing is we know that the domain of sine to the minus 1 of x is equal to minus 1 to 1, and the range of sine to the minus 1 of x is equal to negative pi on 2 to pi on 2. So that's our sort of starting point to work with from here. So if I go to my equation, the first thing I'm really looking for is, has there been any dilations that are going to change it, and then have there been any translations. So I need to actually take out that common factor of 2. So this becomes a dilation from the y-axis by a factor of 1/2. So if you think about our original graph of the inverse sine function, which I think goes like that by memory, but I always mess these up, so I'll just double check. No, I did get that wrong. So my inverse sine graph goes like that. Now, if I want to dilate that from the y-axis by 1/2, that means it is going to be closer to the y-axis by a factor of 1/2. So this point that was at minus 1 and this point that was at 1 are now at 1/2 and negative 1/2. So we've changed the domain. The other thing that we've got in here is we've got a translation. Now this translation will move the graph left and right. So in this case, if it's a plus 2, it's going to go to the left 2 places. So if we go back over to a quick sketch, this point here is at 1/2. It's going to go over 2 places, which takes it to negative 3/2. This point at negative 1/2 goes over 2 places, which is going to take it to 2 spots. It's going to take it to negative 5/2. Now in all of this, we haven't got any dilation from the x-axis, so we're not changing our range, and we haven't moved it up or down at all. So when we look at the implied domain and range of this expression, the range does not change, and then the domain of sine to the minus 1 of, I'll get the right expression in here, 2x plus 4 will be equal to negative 5 on 2, negative 3 on 2. And the range will not change at all. I have not moved this graph up or down at all. So it still goes from negative pi on 2 to pi on 2. And hopefully that's correct. Thanks.